guys? Back in today with more Classroom of the Elite Season 4, this time episode 9 I think it is. Yeah, making our way through this very quickly. There was like 4 or 5 episodes released initially, wasn't there? But yeah, finally getting into the test. As expected with the introduction of these new first years, going to take even longer to kind of set things up. Really like the first half of last episode, I thought was great with the new kind of Koenji-like girl. Unfortunately, I wasn't a major fan of the end of the last episode. With the reveal of her being the White Room student, I kind of would have liked to figure out in a better way. So I'm probably misremembering here, but I think I remember in previous seasons something mentioned about somebody getting like fired or something for something to do with Ayano Koji. Like the principal like firing someone because of something or other. I'm probably misremembering. I'm assuming, if I am right in saying that, whoever that was probably her dad. Hence she blames Ayano Koji. But I could just be making it up. My memory's not the greatest in regards to that. But as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of how they revealed that. I would have kind of liked to reveal it maybe at the end of this arc. Like I would have liked to been in a bit more suspense. It was very unsuspenseful in the way they revealed. Like, here's the episode. Oh, and at the end here, this is the White Room student you've all been kind of wondering about. No build up, nothing. Just here you go. Not a fan of that, honestly. But otherwise, it was a really good episode last week. Disquieting beginning. I can't. I don't think I've been on one myself, nor would I like to be honest with you. I don't really like. Well, I've been on something similar from my way to UK to France. I think it was. Not a cruise ship though, or a ferry. But I don't really like the idea of being out in the middle of the sea for days. To be honest. Seems like it'd get a bit boring after like a day or two. What fucking hell size is this? So again, I remember her being a bit of a fucking nightmare in that first season, this girl. In this test. So there's even more rules to this. Wow. Okay, there's even more to this now. Interesting. Just like what's that? Bit of capture the flag, like control the area type deal now. I do just want to go through this again, as I always do. Like, want to get a good grasp of what we're actually going through here. But yeah, even more rules. Quite a lot of, again, lots of setup for this, isn't there? Lots and lots. So game points. If everyone on your team drops out, you fail at once, and the bottom 5. When they say bottom 5 places, I'm assuming they mean bottom 5 people, or do they mean bottom 5 teams? I'd assume it's teams, but a lot of people get expelled. Now, some of these areas seem a bit crazy. Half of these areas are just in the sea. Like 5 areas here, 2 here, 3 up here. Half these areas are just in the sea, bro. You can acquire game points within moving areas. Designated areas will be announced 4 times per day at designated times. And yeah, we get the kind of layout of where the places will be, as well as random ones. So there's like a pattern here, but then the next one, another one could be randomly like on A1 over there. Okay. Okay. 508. As I said, lots of setup for this. Like, if this was a previous season, I think this would have taken half as long to set up, wouldn't it? And I did see someone complain in my last video about that. Why it kind of, and I understand the complaints. As I said, it definitely does feel a little bit drawn out in regards to the setup here, which is funny because in previous seasons, I think I heard from people who read the source material that they cut things out. They may have well cut things out this time, but the pacing is not as good as, yeah, hope. Like Duelist Kingdom chips. That's nice of you. Make sure no one dies. I feel like that is very important. That seems like, why would they explain this? Why would they explain these safety measures? I feel like people are going to take advantage of this, aren't they? I feel like this is that kind of secret bit of like, oh well, here's your necessary information. However, to the smart people, this is your big bit of information right here. This is a big deal to you guys. The normies won't understand. But yeah. So again, let's get our heads around this. As usual, you guys can skip ahead if you do so wish. So these are going to monitor your health constantly, and if you go past what they deem unsafe, alert will ring, and then if it continues for 5 minutes, a bigger one will ring, and then they'll send the teachers and some people in to help you, which is all well and good. I mean, 5 minutes is quite a reasonably long time to be in a state of bad health. Like, could be the students like died if you after you waited 5 minutes. But I mean, very unlikely. Very, very. I don't think anyone's going to die in this show. But this is the real important part here. If you attempt to remove it by force, or it scoring, so you will not be able to score points while it is non-functioning, and you'll need to return to the starting area to swap your equipment. So I say this is a big deal because this is a way that you can actively make other teams not score points. Like, this is one of the only ways. I mean, there's plenty of ways you can stop other teams from scoring points, but this seems like a pretty like certified way of guaranteeing they don't get points, is to fuck up their wrist thing. I mean, you'll have to get close to them and such to do this, but if I remember correctly, in season 1, it's been many years, there was an ordeal with someone like stealing something from someone's bag in like a tent or something, I believe, something along those lines. And it could very well be that you're a saboteur and you go ahead at night and sabotage. You go into people's camps and sabotage their point scoring things. So the next day they won't realise, and then they've gone to the location. They've got some points, but oh, they didn't actually get the points. I guarantee after I said all this, this won't even come up now, will it? What the fuck? Challenges. Yeah. I won't go through that until we get there. So food and water are your rewards. Is there no food and water before that? You just out here starving, killing wild pigs. It does seem like a lot of. I mean, I know there's been a lot of stuff set up by the school, but this does seem like they got to hire this whole island. Of course, it can't. Why did you check that one? Why'd you say that of all things? I guess there's a bunch of horny teenage boys here. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, as I said a minute ago, it's like, I mean, I know this school has a lot of facilities and such, but to hire a whole island and a cruise ship and such, really is this must take a lot of money in setting up, mustn't it? So he's going to allow some violence. I mean, it's not like this school's been adverse to kind of overlooking things like that in the first place, but as you can see with Rewin's tactics. But yeah, okay. It's interesting for him to just outwardly say it like this in front of everyone. I kind of get where he's coming from a bit. If he wasn't trying to get out of Koji, it is inevitable in a survival scenario. But how do you what's truly violent or not is the question. Okay. They've got their own coffins. They kind of look like coffins, don't they? Those bags. And the issue is, the more you do that, the more water and food you need. We're just gonna get some rainwater. Okay. Okay, day one. Let's go. Finally. It's been 5 episodes since the last test, by the way. Not that I'm adverse to there not being tests on the show, but like 5 episodes of setup is a lot. And this is going to be a long test as well. Let's just hope that the test is as long as the setup, honestly. If the test is like 2 or 3 episodes, I'm going to be a little bit pissed off. Hey, I recognise that sound effect from Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking Tag Force. But I like the hat. I do like the hat. Oh, look who's approaching. I do love that she's got like this holiday ass hat. Like she's going on some kind of like nice trip. Like she's on holiday. She looks like she's going on bloody holiday, Horikita. That pissed me off a little bit. Oh, where do you think you're going? We're trying to survive out here. And these fancy hats. Oh, okay. Why did you just touch her boobs? Why did you have to touch there? And again, she was a bit of a nightmare in that first one, so. Again, that hat would make her a target for me, honestly. I'd be so pissed off. What do you think you're doing? Think you're on holiday over here? I'm gonna steal your points. I'm gonna get you knocked out. Is what I'd be thinking. I'd be thinking, how dare you? We're trying to survive out here, and you're looking like you're bloody going to Spain. Oh. And I've got to say, it really doesn't fit the high school PE class clothing aesthetic either. Looks a bit out of place. That's nice of you. Joe, that group doesn't seem like the most acclimatized to these conditions, to be fair. We need the monkeys. We need the monkey students, like that guy from the leader of class D, year 1. Koenji, Ryuan. We need the monkeys, bro. So this test is a bit like a Pokemon Go kind of thing, isn't it? Go different areas, catch some points. I did play Pokemon Go for like the first year it came out. I'm not gonna lie, I did hack into it. I got the Australian version, I think it was, because it came out earlier than everywhere else. And I'd just teleport all over the world, catching every Pokemon. And yeah. When you put it like that, anybody can answer anything, possibly. This guy, you need monkeys like that guy. These Ooga Boogers. Not so much thought, more survival instinct. Oh, that's a fair proposal from her, I think. He sure has. He's changed the most. He's had the most impressive kind of personal changes, honestly. So I'd love to see like the aftermath of this whole kind of school stuff and see him like really successful as an adult. Sure is. Now imagine the tenseness the scene more would have if the reveal didn't happen last episode. Imagine how much more tense it would be. True, actually. Because they're in control of that, he might just say you're doing okay and then just like reset it right at the end. That would suck. So you might have to forgo some points in that way. There might be an area where there's some interesting challenge going on that you just can't go to because it's an area that's under surveilled, and can't take that chance. So far, there's not an awful lot going on, is there? Again, seems like it. Or it could be what we all know, because we were told at the end of the last episode. Why you even bother like trying to build suspense there? Surely there got to be a reason they revealed that at the end of the last episode, right? Like a good reason. I can't think of one so far. I really can't think of any reason. Yeah. Nope. Sorry to keep saying it, but just there's just no tension. There's nothing. Right now, if there was no scene at the end of the last episode, you'd be like thinking, figuring things out, like theorizing, like, oh, she's definitely, but is she? Is this a double bluff? Is this like you'd actually be thinking about things, but because the outcome's already, it's like it's kind of like being spoiled watching a movie or like anime. It's like being told what's going to happen at the end of like an arc. It's like, no, okay then. Well, I mean, in a lot of cases, I don't really get too affected by spoilers in that regard. Like, it's always disappointing to know like the end of something. But I think this is actually even worse than that, because again, this is just taking the tension out of every encounter these two are having. Like, maybe this works better in your light novel or manga. Maybe it works better there, but in anime form and in this form, it just serves to just. I feel I should be feeling like something during these scenes, and I know I would be if we didn't get told what we could get told at the end of the last episode. But there's just no tension. There's just nothing. Like, I really hate that decision. I really do. I've still got no fucking clue why they do that. A little quiz here. I did think the test would be a bit more physical, but so far we've had grip strength and quiz. So yeah, not the craziest, not the craziest little challenges. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I just can't help but keep complaining about it because it fucking sucks. Like, maybe this is an instance where they should have changed the source material because it would have done better for the anime as an animation, as something you watch rather than read. it would have actually probably been better to change things in this instance, I think, anyway. Again, you're free to think whatever you would like, but yeah, more explanation on how the kind of test works with the areas, the little tests in between, the survival kind of stuff here, which was interesting. Again, so far not much has really happened. We've just been kind of walking about in an empty forest. Again, there would be like the looming forever White Room student. Who is it? Who could it be? All these people we're talking to, which one of them is it? Would be the case where it would add at least a little bit of attention and interest. But so far we're just walking around the forest knowing that the White Room student keeps popping up. Just so happens to be on the same schedule. And it's not awfully interesting, to be honest with you. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I won't say it again, but it's just quite annoying, to be honest. So yeah, not the best episode, not the best start to this test, honestly, pretty boring first portion of it, but hopefully I can get a bit more interesting, though I am not going to hold my breath on that just because of the reveal already happening. So yeah, we'll see what happens though. Hopefully there'll be a few twists and turns. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. It was just an episode spoiled by last episode was best description for it. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll catch you guys next week with episode 10.